Chapter 88 I Only Want His Life. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Qianyu also flew into the air, the spear in his hand flashed with black light, and billowing power filled his body. Suddenly, Qianyu was killed immediately. Powerful power suddenly burst out. At this moment, Qianyu's body suddenly gathered into a point, and the black spear exuded an icy aura and stabbed towards Zhang. Turtle body protection. Zhang Meng knew that Qianyu was coming with a fierce force, so he quickly used the turtle body to protect himself. Zhang Meng's body formed a light blue turtle shell. Qianyu's spear pierced Zhang Meng's light blue turtle shell. Suddenly, sparks flew everywhere. Clang! Qianyu's spear was very powerful, and a strong light suddenly burst out. Boom! A loud bang. I saw that Zhang Meng was instantly blown away. Puff! A mouthful of blood spit out from the mouth. How is this possible? How can you be so powerful? Zhang Meng was shocked. He looked at Qianyu and couldn't believe his eyes. Faced with such a strong defense, Qianyu directly used his most powerful technique without saying a word. Suddenly, the fourth soul ring on Qianyu's body lit up instantly. A strong light suddenly burst out. One shot out. He hit Zhang Meng's body hard. Qianyu flew into the sky and stabbed Zhang Meng on the ground. Suddenly, billowing air waves surged out from his gun. His shot seemed to cut through the air, and the white air waves separated from his gun. Zhang Meng didn't hide because his speed was limited and he couldn't escape even if he did, so he just had to devote all his soul power to defense. Zhang Meng's martial spirit is a sea turtle, which is Zhang Meng. As we all know, the defensive power of sea turtles is extremely powerful. Even in Douluo Continent, endless soul power formed a huge turtle shell covering Zhang Meng's surface. At this time, Qianyu had already fallen down. The extremely powerful pressure falls. Boom! There was a loud noise, and the turtle's shell began to break. At this moment, everyone's eyes widened. How is this possible? A soul sect actually broke through a soul saint's defense. How strong is this Qianyu? Click. Zhang Meng's turtle shell was constantly breaking, and Zhang Meng spit out a mouthful of blood. He looked at Qianyu in disbelief and asked, how is it possible that you, a soul sect, can actually hurt me? That there was a chill in Qianyu's eyes. He didn't have much to say to his enemies. They were already in a life-or-death relationship, so it was useless to say anything. Qianyu's body was filled with soul power, and he stabbed Zhang Meng with one shot. Zhang Meng quickly retreated and used his powerful defense to block the blow. He knew that the relationship between them could not be eased, so he planned for the worst. He must also get serious and kill Qianyu. Damn it, you forced me to do this. Zhang Meng said, with a cold smile on his face, and suddenly his fifth soul ring lit up. It was a 10,000-year soul ring, with intense light unfolding. Soul skill, turtle dominance. Suddenly, it seemed as if a huge turtle was attached to Zhang Meng's body, and Zhang Meng instantly smashed down towards Qianyu. The entire battlefield was not large, but Zhang Meng's attack was a ranged soul skill. This attack almost enveloped the entire field, which meant that Qianyu had no way to avoid it. I saw Qianyu slowly getting up from under the turtle, and then lifting the turtle up with both hands. The turtle was estimated to be dozens of times as big as Qianyu, but it was actually lifted up by Qianyu at this moment. This was incredible. You know, Qianyu has been born with supernatural power since he was a child. When he was a child, he often compared his strength with Erming. Even though he was small, his strength was very strong, so he easily lifted up a person who was the embodiment of a turtle. Qianyu lifted Zhang Meng and threw it hard, slamming the turtle against the wall. Bang! There was a loud noise, and the entire soul arena was shaken, but Qianyu didn't stop at this moment. This was Zhang Meng's weakest moment and he couldn't let go of this opportunity. Wind travel. Qianyu immediately activated his wind movement skill and came to Zhang Meng's side. The 4 soul rings on his body lit up instantly. The turtle now had no defense, and Qianyu could only strike with one blow. Bang! Billowing air waves, endless gunpowder smoke. The turtle's shell gradually shattered, and Zhang Meng was beaten into his original form, falling to the ground and vomiting blood. At this moment, everyone in the audience was stunned. What did they see? They saw a soul sect plunder and kill a soul sage. Oh my god, is this still a human being? This is too bad. How could there be such a powerful person in the world? Boom, rolling waves spread. When the smoke cleared, Qianyu was seen standing there, while Zhang Meng was kneeling in front of Qianyu, with blood appearing at the corner of his mouth. Seeing this scene, everyone was shocked, no one could believe their eyes. Qianyu walked step by step in front of Zhang Meng. For those who want to kill him, he will not show mercy. Leave someone. Just then, a voice sounded. I saw an old man arriving in front of Qianyu with many men. This old man was none other than Mr. Zhang. Mr. Qianyu, please show mercy. Mr. Zhang came to Qianyu. Qianyu saw Mr. Zhang. Qianyu didn't particularly hate Mr. Zhang, who wanted to win over him before, so he was willing to listen to him. Mr. Qian, this is my son, please let him go. Mr. Zhang saluted Qianyu and said, he has offended you through ignorance. Please show mercy to Mr. Qian. Be merciful, as you saw, they want to kill me. Qianyu said lightly. Mr. Qian, this matter is our fault. Don't worry, I will strictly discipline them. As long as you let them go, our young family will definitely compensate them. Mr. Zhang said quickly. Compensation? Do you think I, Qianyu, value anything from you? Qianyu said coldly. Mr. Qian, as long as you let them go, our young family is willing to pay, gold soul coins to compensate Mr. Qian. Zhang Laodao said, 100,000 gold soul coins. As soon as this remark came out, everyone's eyes widened. What does 100,000 gold soul coins mean? This means that you can buy a villa in the luxury villa area of Soto City. Some soul masters will never earn 100,000 gold soul coins in their lifetime. However, Qianyu is not so easy to dismiss. Qianyu looked at Mr. Zhang and said, 100,000 gold coins. Do you think I am someone who is short of money? Then what does Mr. Qian want? I don't want anything but his life, Qianyu said, the spear in his hand stabbed down mercilessly. Suddenly, blood splattered all over Zhang Meng's body. Qianyu shot directly through his heart. You, how dare you kill me, my son? Mr. Zhang was immediately furious, and his powerful soul power suddenly burst out. Qianyu looked at Mr. Zhang and saw that he was actually a Contra. End of this chapter. Chapter 89 Canghui Academy. You are listening at NovelFull.audio. At this time, old Zhang was furious, and Contra's aura suddenly burst out. He was going to take action against Qianyu. However, at this time, an extremely powerful pressure spread throughout the venue. The rolling pressure suddenly suppressed from all directions. How is this possible? What coercion is this? Is it a tidal Douluo? Feeling the pressure, Mr. Zhang was extremely shocked and looked at Qianyu in surprise. I saw an old man in white robes, who didn't know when, stood in front of Qianyu. The old man from the Zhang family looked at the old man in white robe, feeling extremely shocked. Who is this child? How could there be a tidal Douluo protecting him? Qianyu landed in front of Qianyu, bowed and said, Master. Seeing this scene, Mr. Zhang was extremely shocked. This tidal Douluo actually called the child in front of him Master. Who is he? Qianyu smiled, looked at the Contra Mr. Zhang and said with a faint smile, What, are you still going to attack me? Mr. Zhang looked at Qianyu and murmured, I wonder if your excellency is. Martial Soul Palace. Qianyu said calmly. After finishing speaking, Mr. Zhang's eyes were filled with fear. Although he was unwilling to do so, he knew that with the help of the Zhang family, there was no way they could compete with the behemoth of the Wuhuan Palace. Mr. Zhang looked at Qianyu and quickly saluted, Master Qianyu, I have offended you before. Please forgive me, Master Qianyu. Master Qianyu has already killed my son and grandson. I hope I can calm Master Qianyu's anger and let our Zhang family go. Although he was very unwilling, but he understands, if Qianyu was offended, not only his son and grandson would die. It must be their entire Zhang family who died. Qianyu looked at Mr. Zhang calmly and said calmly, Since you haven't taken action against me yet, I can spare you the Zhang family for the time being. However, if you dare to provoke me again in the future, I don't mind letting you Zhang disappear from the whole world. Hearing Qianyu's cold voice, Mr. Zhang felt a sense of fear and nodded quickly. Yes, don't worry, our Zhang family will never dare to provoke young Master Qian Yu again. Chiba nodded. Okay, Mr. Xian, let's go. Elder Xian nodded. At this moment, everyone in the venue was shocked, everyone couldn't believe their eyes. This Qian Yu is actually protected by a title Douluo, who is also from Wuhuan Palace. Could it be that this Qian Yu is the holy son of Wuhuan Palace? How can this be? Qian Yu is the holy son of Wuhuan Palace. No one dared to believe all this. Qian Yu shocked them too much. Qian Yu walked out of the field with Xian Yi, Xiao Wu, Zhu Zhuqing, and Ning Rongrong. They returned to the academy. After practicing for a few days, at this time, they saw that Ning Rongrong and Zhu Zhuqing Xiao Wu had both broken through level, Qian Yu is now at level 49, so Qian Yu is going to take them to the Star Dou Forest to hunt for beast souls. Qian Yu led Xiao Wu, Ning Rongrong, and Zhu Zhuqing towards the Star Dou Forest. Gu Yuna had already begun to fall asleep. Because she was carrying Gu Yuna on her back, Qian Yu was not very fast. They came to a small town. By this time, it was already dark. Qian Yu couldn't continue on his way, so he planned to rest here for one night. Star Dou Great Forest is located in the southeast of Balak Kingdom. A very small part borders on the Kingdom of Barak, and Soto City itself is also in the southeast of Barak Kingdom. It is not far from the Star Dou Great Forest, only less than 500 kilometers. Qian Yu took them to live. Qian Yu walked into a restaurant. At this time, Qian Yu saw that members of Shrek Academy had also arrived. Tang San and Dai Mubai were sitting at the same table. Although Dai Mubai lost an arm, his arrogance remained undiminished. Qian Yu understood that the members of Shrek Academy should have come to hunt the soul beasts, and this hotel was the one where they had a conflict with Yi Zhiqiu. Qian Yu and the others came in first and sat at the back of the hotel, so the Shrek Academy students did not see Qian Yu and the others. Isn't that Dai Mubai? Xiao Wu said immediately. Zhu Zhuqing looked up and immediately looked away. He has nothing to do with me now. Zhu Zhuqing said immediately. Qian Yu smiled lightly and said, that's right. From now on, they will take their Yangguan road and we will cross our single-plank bridge. It is best not to contact them. Everyone nodded. Just at this time, 60 to 70% of the guests were already sitting in the restaurant. At this time, a group of people suddenly walked in outside, somewhat similar to Tang San and the others. They were also 8. For the ground that he is a middle-aged man who looks to be in his 40s, that he looks handsome, and his hair is neatly combed. The moon-white soul master robe is even more elegant. The top is embroidered with silver thread. The light flickers between actions, follow behind. The middle-aged man points 7 young people, 6 men and 1 woman. They all looked around 20 years old, wearing the same moon-white soul master robes, but without the silver thread embroidered on the middle-aged man in the front. But whether it is the middle-aged man or the 7 youths behind, there is a cyan ring mark on the left shoulder, and 2 words of the same color are embroidered inside the ring, Canghui. From their attires, it can be seen that these people are obviously soul masters. Tang San and his party are all dressed casually. They look no different from ordinary people, but these people are much more ostentatious. The restaurant owner saw them coming in. He hurriedly greeted him. Love is unspeakably polite. As Oscar said, this small town relies on the Star Dou Forest for its livelihood. In short, it depends on the soul master to make a living. The soul master is not only a noble profession, it is also a lucrative career. The boss naturally doesn't dare to be careless. That girl looks pretty good, Boss Dai. These guys should be from Canghui Academy. The fat man stared at the only girl in the 8-person team with his small eyes. I have to say that girl is indeed quite pretty, and she can be considered to be above average. Although Xiao Wu, Zhu Zhuqing, and Ning Rongrong are beautiful, but after all, they are only about 12 years old, compared with the young girl who has been fully cultivated. It seems much more immature, and for a boy of Fatty's age. Mature and loving girls are obviously more attractive, and coupled with his evil fire, his eyes naturally shine, stare hard at people and keep looking at them. Dai Mubai curled his lips. It's just a small Canghui Academy, what a fart it is. Whether it's Fatty or Dai Mubai, he didn't deliberately lower his voice, and the hearing of soul masters is naturally better than that of normal people. although the restaurant is a bit noisy, the middle-aged man among the 8 people still cast his gaze over, frowning slightly. When he saw that the table at Shrek Academy was just a group of children, his face suddenly became even uglier. End of this chapter. Chapter 90. Don't dare to cause trouble is a mediocrity. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 90. Those who dare not cause trouble are mediocre. Sitting next to Tang San, Oscar said with a low smile, "There is a good show to watch." Tang San glanced at him with some doubts. "What a good show," Oscar whispered, "this is also a part of our practice." Dean Flender said that a soul master who dare not cause trouble is not a good soul master. As the saying goes, a person who dare not cause trouble is a mediocre person. Moreover, those who provoke the Soul Master Academy humans are the safest place, the most is just fighting. Tang San couldn't help laughing. Our Dean's quotations can be added together to form a monster quotation. Judging from their age, this Canghui Academy should be an advanced Soul Master Academy. After listening to their conversation, Qianyu Sangguan exploded this. Canghui Academy didn't come to provoke them, but they wanted to provoke them instead. Those who dare not cause trouble are mediocrity. It seems that I made the right decision not to join Shrek Academy, and this may be the reason why I can't like Dai Mubai all the time when I read novels. That's right, Dai Mubai is arrogant and conceited, without any merit. Moreover, I also like to go to places like Gulen, this kind of person, among other novels. Maybe the earliest to die that he is also the person people hate the most, but in Douluo Dalu, he is written as a decent person. Qianyu shook his head and lowered his head to eat. This is their business, I am just a passerby, why do I care so much? The 8 people from Canghui Academy over there had also sat down at this time, 2 tables away from Shrek. Tang San saw from the corner of his eyes, the middle-aged man who was obviously a teacher whispered in the ear of a young man. He whispered twice, and soon, the young man stood up from his seat, walked towards Tang San's table, following his walking route that it was coming towards Dai Mubai. There was a trace of disdain in Dai Mubai's evil eyes. Tang San could see it, he naturally wouldn't be unaware, but he didn't even look him straight. "Hello, we are students from Canghui Academy. I think you are all soul masters. I wonder if you are." "Haha. I've never heard of Canghui Academy." Dai Mubai mocked. At this time, the waiter just served the first dish of their table. Hearing Dai Mubai's ridicule, how could the youths of Canghui Academy not be angry? In addition, Ma Hongjun had been looking at his junior sister with lewd eyes before. How could he bear it? Since they provoked it first, they can't blame themselves. The young man suddenly quickened his pace, and bumped into the waiter amidst the waiter's exclamation. Seeing the plate of food, it slammed down on Dai Mubai's head. He wanted to overturn the waiter and let the food be sprinkled on Dai Mubai so that he would make a fool of himself. "Don't waste food," Tang San said calmly. His left hand reached out like lightning, pulled the waiter's body steady. Stretching out his right hand, he held the plate just in time, and used it to control the crane and capture the dragon. That I was stunned because I was absorbing the dish without spilling any love. That he placed the plate lightly on the table. At the same time, with his left hand, he had already pulled the waiter aside. The young man of Canghui Academy was stunned for a moment, because a waiter physically blocked him. He didn't see Tang San's movements clearly, but a sly smile soon appeared on his face. "I'm really sorry." Saying so, he still walked forward, seemed to pass by Dai Mubai, but one of his feet swept across quietly, directly kicked a chair leg. That Dai Mubai stepped down. There was a muffled bang, and the young man from Canghui College felt as if he had kicked on an iron plate. The whole calf was numb from the shock. Immediately afterwards, Dai Mubai had already slapped him. The youth's complexion changed drastically and he raised his hands to hold Dai Mubai's, but who knew that his hands were completely shaken away by the spirit power attached to Dai Mubai's palm, and that palm still firmly slapped his chest. The figure of the youth is also considered tall, but being hit by Dai Mubai's palm, his whole body arched backward. That it was thrown away like a weightless scarecrow, knocked down 2 tables one after another, and flew towards a group of people in Canghui Academy. The middle-aged man from Canghui College stood up in a hurry and raised his hands. That he grabbed the young man's shoulders and picked him up. The young man's face turned pale and he let out a wow sound. That he spat out a mouthful of blood, and his whole body became much more exhausted. Dai Mubai straightened his body, and stretched his waist with the movement of palming earlier. I'm really sorry. I missed it. The evil-eyed white tiger's true colors were revealed, with disdain and contempt on his face. The young man was helped up, pointing at Dai Mubai. Obviously it was Dai Mubai and the others who provoked it first, yet they still made such a move. There was an uproar in the restaurant. The diners near the two tables of Shrek Academy and Canghui Academy hurriedly got up and stepped aside to avoid harming Qianyu, but most of them did not leave the restaurant immediately. Instead, he looked at the scene in front of him with excitement. If you want to watch the duel between soul masters on weekdays, you have to go to the big soul fighting venue, which is expensive. Now you can watch it for free, and ordinary people who also have martial arts will naturally be excited. Not to mention, at this place, soul masters often appear. Qianyu watched them with interest while eating. As long as they don't affect him, everything will be treated as watching a show and eating well. Canghui Academy's group couldn't bear it anymore, and the remaining 6 colleges stood up in unison. He glared at the table at Shrek Academy, want to rush over, but he was stopped by the middle-aged man. The middle-aged man sat down on the chair next to the young man, and shouted to Dai Mubai with a sullen face, "Which academy do you guys belong to?" Dai Mubai's evil eyes twinkled with light. "Walk the Tao. You are not worthy." He said that he sat back in his seat. Fatty moves very quickly, especially when eating. It's already started. While eating, he said, "Well, the taste is okay. It's just that the heat is a bit off. Let's eat it." The face of the teacher at Canghui College had already turned livid. What a bunch of arrogant boys, teach them a lesson. The students at Canghui College were waiting for him to speak, except for the one injured by Dai Mubai and the only female student. The other 5 people immediately rushed towards Tang San's table. Suddenly, Tang San took action. Qianyu took the 2 of them by the hand, and immediately pulled them away. The 2 men flew towards Qianyu's table and knocked over the food on Qianyu's table. At this moment, the students of Shrek Academy followed their line of sight and saw Qian Yu and the others. Qian Yu frowned slightly and said calmly, "It seems that I don't have to wade into this muddy water even if I don't want to." Qian Yu stood up slowly and walked towards them. End of this chapter.